Hi, my name is Alan Seeley and I have a question for you. But before I ask this question, let me give you some context. In the book of John, the Bible gives an account of the first miracle Jesus performed publicly, where he turned water into wine. This remarkable event unfolded at a wedding feast Jesus and his disciples had been invited to in the quaint village of Cana in Galilee. During the festivities, the wine ran out, a predicament which surely would have been a source of immense embarrassment and ridicule for the host family and the newlyweds. You see, in first century Judean society, wedding feasts were a grand affair, often spanning an entire week. They were usually held at the groom's home and were as extravagant as the household's budget allowed. Now, the presence of 6 large water pots from which Jesus turned water into wine hinted at the opulence of this particular home, as each pot held between 20 to 30 gallons of water. Therefore, the groom would have been considered a man of means and would have been expected to provide lavish hospitality for the whole week. So now we have a situation where all the wine is gone, and for some reason the servants turned to Mary for a solution, who in turn directed them to Jesus, and the rest, as they say, is history. Now here's my question. What did the servants expect Jesus to do when they approached him about the shortage of wine? After all, as Jesus had not performed any miracles up to this point, no one knew who he really was and what he could do. No one knew him as a miracle worker or a healer or the Messiah or any of the titles he is recognized by today. To his peers, he was either known as the carpenter's son or a son of David. This is reinforced by the response Jesus gave when Mary informed him about the wine, telling her, "My hour has not yet come," indicating that his mission had not yet begun. So I pose the question again. What were the servants expecting from Jesus? Allow me to shed some light. While an entire village would gather to celebrate a wedding, it was customary for invitees to contribute to the expense. Since Jesus was an invited guest, it was not out of place for the servants to discreetly approach him for the finances required to replenish the wine supply. And it's worth noting that the servants wouldn't have taken this step if they didn't believe that Jesus had the means to cover such an expense. This is just one of many instances in the Bible that underscores the fact that Jesus was not the poor and destitute figure he is widely portrayed as, even in the face of statements he made about wealth and riches that have been grossly misunderstood. If you're interested in exploring more evidence of Jesus' wealth and its critical connection to your identity, salvation, and purpose, I invite you to get a copy of my groundbreaking book, Jesus Was a Billionaire, where I unveil the customary norms of ancient Judean culture that reveal this important aspect of Jesus' life. I also demystify the statements Jesus made that had been wrongly used against success and prosperity. Jesus Was a Billionaire is available on Amazon worldwide and at all major bookstores. And for more information, visit www.jesuswasabillionaire.com.